Yo, what's going on YouTube? Welcome to Chris Wrestling Views here on YouTube.com. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel you guys enjoying today. So you guys, I got a video here by WrestleLamia. He's basically got the wrestling news for today, you guys, and what's going on in the wrestling world, whether it's AEW or WWE or whatever. But the video is titled Bad News About Liv Morgan. AEW is opening to working with the WWE. Interesting. Then Big E doesn't need surgery on his neck. And so you guys definitely ready to see what WrestleLamia has for us today. If you're new to Chris Wrestling Views, be sure to subscribe to my channel. Be sure to click that like, smash that like button as well, and that post notification bell. 3 simple things to do, you guys, to help me help my channel and help us become wrestling friends and everything. So I hope you guys like this video and just doing a reaction to it just to see what you guys think. Thank y'all so much, and let's jump to the video right now.
Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out WrestleLamia.co.uk and our own wrestling channel, Incredible. Now as always, we won't recap the matches but just provide you with the good, the bad and the downright ugly. As always, we start off with the good as number 1, badass babyface Bobby. A 3 cheers for Bobby Lashley as he seamlessly slid into his role as a babyface who is still a badass. Lashley's promo was red hot when he boasted that no one in the WWE or any promotion can stop them, and taunted Theory by telling Mr. Money in the Bank that he's welcome to take another trip to the Hurt Lock. The Almighty's at the top of his game, and we hope that he's on top of the WWE mountain again soon, as a world champion reign could be exciting. Number 2, a solid start.
So you guys, I was wondering to myself, I wonder if they're going to have like Bobby Lashley versus Austin Theory. I know they're going to do it at SummerSlam, but will it be possibly like for the United States Championship and the briefcase if they decide to do that later down the line before July, I think July 30th is when it's happening, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, you guys, down in the comments. But that's what I feel like they may do or could do or should do, but we'll definitely have to see. But let's continue the video.
And the WWE wasted no time building Liv Morgan up following her incredible Money in the Bank win and successful cash-in against Ronda Rousey. Morgan has been a familiar face on Raw, so it makes sense to hype her win on the Red brand while the WWE gets ready to send her to SmackDown. As we noted in our Money in the Bank recap and analysis, the WWE Universe is in love with Liv, and the promotion isn't holding back on capitalizing this. Liv's win over veteran Natalya was good.
Guys, we got an advertisement, man.
Audible is the best place to listen for everyone.
You guys make sure y'all
people,
get YouTube Prime
comedy
as well.
people.
As was the rub she got from teaming with Raw Women's Champion Bianca Belair and their post-match moment where they celebrated as the Red and Blue brand's women's champions. Let's hope they continue to take Liv seriously, as she could become one of the WWE's best homegrown stars in a long time. Sadly, as we'll explore in the news, that might not be the case though. Number 3, Gunther spoils Independence Day.
So I'm wondering if they're going to take the title off Liv Morgan. I'm guessing maybe at SummerSlam. That's real interesting to see, you guys. I'm ready to see who they're going to have her lose it to. Man, but that's going to be crazy because we don't want to see same as champions over and over again, because that's not even something that we take time out of our day doing, to see same old people being champion. Like, we don't see Becky Lynch as multiple time champion. We don't see Charlotte Flair as a multiple time champion. We don't see Bayley as multiple time champion. But yeah, anyways, let's continue.
Hey, it was good to see Gunther on Raw as IC champion, as it's a sign that WWE has a big push planned for the big man. It was also good to see him healing things up by destroying R-Truth, as the WWE favorite was just trying to celebrate Independence Day by dressing up as Uncle Sam. We were sad to see Truth, who hilariously confused the historic 4th of July with the Independence Day movie, but it could have been worse, as at least Truth didn't play Apollo Creed to Gunther's Drago from Rocky IV. Number 4, don't sleep on Angelo Dawkins. He's also incredible. Montez Ford is a fantastic performer with charisma and the muscles that make Mr. McMahon melt like a snow cone. Nevertheless, the WWE shouldn't sleep on Angelo Dawkins, as the other Street Profit member has a lot going on as well. While Dawkins isn't as big as Ford, he's exciting to watch and could be a strong uppercard star given the right push. With more rumors that Ford is headed for a singles run, we want to remind the WWE that it doesn't have to split the team up to capitalize on Ford's obvious talent.
I hope they don't.
The New Day is a good example of how one or more members of a tag team can enjoy singles run without breaking them up.
Right.
And number 5, a great finish, a great match. Our last night's no holds barred match between.
So you guys, with Montez Ford, I feel as if Montez Ford and D'Angelo Dawkins need to, have set singles matches and everything, and I can see either one of them being like a United States champion or one of them being the Intercontinental champion, but D'Angelo Dawkins, I mean, he's a great superstar. Like I tell you, great, you guys. Also, Montez Ford is definitely great as well, but we'll see how the outcome comes, you guys.
Asuka and Becky Lynch was a fantastic finish to a fun night of wrestling and a reminder of what a fantastic chemistry the Empress of Tomorrow has with big-time Bex. Although this is a series that belongs on premium events, we're not complaining as Asuka vs Becky has made Raw into destination television. None of the matches have disappointed, and even though this was their 4th fight on Raw, the feud hasn't worn out its welcome. That was good. What about the bad? Is number 1, Judgment Day just a joke?
Exactly.
The Judgment Day have turned into a joke, as the WWE hasn't given the newly recognized group any purpose. They turned them into losers and haven't explained why Finn Balor suddenly decided to join the group that had been beating him up for weeks. As weak as the Judgment Day's promos have been without Edge leading things, the WWE needs to give them time to explain themselves and bury Edge so that fans have a reason to cheer him when he eventually returns. Number 2, an uncertain alliance. What's next for Ciampa now that he's aligned with The Miz? A history has shown that alliances with The Miz never end well, as the A-lister inevitably turns on his partners. Does the WWE have any plans for Ciampa's partnership with him? Well, on paper...
You guys, I feel like that's WWE's problem. When they get these superstars that look strong, that has the in-ring ability, especially Tommaso, I'm just going to call him Tommaso Ciampa as I'm used to him having his original name. That goes for any wrestler. And with Tommaso Ciampa being as great as he is, as he was on NXT, I feel as if WWE definitely needs to actually push him and not just have him to come out, attack people, and then walk off the scene, which we may see Tommaso Ciampa and The Miz versus Logan Paul and AJ Styles at SummerSlam more than likely, or be at ringside 1.
It's one of the oddest alliances in recent memory, but sometimes a clash of styles, well, not to be confused with the Styles Clash, can actually work. Now, we're not confident as Ciampa has been wandering aimlessly since his main roster call-up, and we have a feeling his main role is going to be to do the JOB for Logan Paul once The Miz decides to make Logan's WWE career miserable. That was nothing downright ugly, as the Independence Day edition of the Red Brown was a fun holiday-themed episode that did more than fill time. SummerSlam isn't too far off, and the WWE is already building up for the biggest party of the summer, which should be an exciting show, especially with Theory holding the Money in the Bank briefcase. Too. What you guys think of Raw last night? Let us know in the comments down below. Now, let's move on to the news.
Oh, here we go. This is actually the news.
Our first story looks like great news for Biggie. Atop of the news today is fantastic news concerning Biggie, as the beloved New Day star tweeted an update to his injury. Update: my C1 isn't ossifying, forming bone quite yet. The current plan is to get more scans at the 1-year mark and see how it's progressing. The great news is I feel tremendous and surgery is off the table.
Awesome.
Biggie suffered a fracture to his C1 and C6 vertebrae earlier this year, leading to questions about whether he'll return to wrestling. For now, most fans seem glad that Biggie's up and about and recovering from an injury that could have paralyzed or even taken his life.
Goodness.
Next up, WWE SummerSlam plans for Riddle. Now, if you're wondering what WWE has planned for Riddle at SummerSlam after the Ultimate Bro came short during his attempt to win the Money in the Bank briefcase, well, by now you've already have an inkling based on Riddle's recent interactions with Seth Rollins, but if not, some comments from Dave Meltzer should clue you in. So it's probable that it'll be Riddle versus Seth Rollins at SummerSlam. That's the main event at most of the house shows too, going forward. Raw's visionary is white hot following his feud with Cody Rhodes and subsequent beatdown on the American Nightmare the night after Rhodes defeated him at Hell in a Cell. Rollins and Riddle showed considerable chemistry when they clashed at Saturday's Money in the Bank show. Next up, Roman Reigns returns to SmackDown. Now you might want to
Yep,
mark your
this
calendars
Friday,
as
you
undisputed
guys.
champion Roman Reigns is scheduled to make a rare appearance on SmackDown.
Now with Riddle versus Rollins, I feel like that would definitely be a great match. That'll give Riddle a big, give him something to boost his. I mean, his character has been boosted because he's been with Randy Orton, and been in the ring with Orton and everything like that. Now, Rollins, I mean, he didn't have anything set for SummerSlam, but now he does. And I know Rollins was hoping to win the Money in the Bank briefcase at Money in the Bank, but he ended up not winning at all. So let's see what's going on next here with the news, wrestling news with Roman Reigns and everything about him appearing this Friday on July 8th.
Friday, Reigns is scheduled to defend the title against Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam in a last man standing match, which will likely have lots to say following Brock's big return. Former SmackDown Women's Champion Ronda Rousey is also scheduled for the show and will react to Liv Morgan's shocking SmackDown Women's Championship win at Money in the Bank. Could fans see Ronda turn heel?
You guys, with Ronda Rousey, when I watch her match with Natalya, you guys, I've never watched Ronda Rousey like wrestle at all, but the move thing, that like her move set isn't all that great, you guys. I mean, I've seen other great wrestlers, than the way her wrestling style is. I know she was a former UFC fighter, but at the same time, Ronda Rousey just can't wrestle, you guys. I mean, she can't. The match with her and Natalya was pretty much sloppy.
Over Liv's surprise Money in the Bank cash-in. What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, things looking bad for Liv Morgan. Fans who cheered Liv Morgan's SmackDown Women's Champion win are likely going to want to skip our next news story, as Meltzer thinks Liv's title reign isn't going to last long. Meltzer mentioned, the fans won't be happy with Liv losing the title at SummerSlam, but I don't think the idea is to go with Ronda as a heel, because Charlotte Flair is going to be her opponent when she comes back.
Oh man.
Brian Alvarez discussed potential scenarios concerning taking the title off Liv, noting the WWE doesn't want to turn Ronda Rousey heel. He then observed, the smart thing for me is for Charlotte Flair to beat her if that's the way they want to go, because that will get that heat. They'll hate Charlotte Flair for it, and then Ronda will chase Charlotte Flair for it. Now, it's possible the WWE could have Flair return and put her in a triple threat match against Liv and Rousey with the SmackDown Women's Championship at stake. However, they should think twice before taking the belt off Morgan or risk spoiling what could be the most exciting women's title reign since Bianca Belair. There's sure to be plenty of backlash if Flair regains the Blue Brand's women's title.
You guys, WWE doesn't need to take the title off of Liv Morgan this soon. You just can't have somebody to climb a ladder and get thrown off ladders and everything, you guys. And after all the entire way how she's been pushing everything, it just seems basically as if she's not meant to be champion. I mean, there's a lot of people hasn't meant to be champion, just like Nikki ASH, with Nikki Cross, you guys. She wasn't meant to be no champion. Even though I think she cast in a briefcase or something like that last year, and that was definitely pathetic. Now with Liv Morgan, I can definitely see her. If you can have Liv Morgan to be in the ring with some of the great women professional wrestlers right now and actually defend her title, and if you take the title off Liv Morgan and you give it back to Ronda or Charlotte Flair, then that's going to be like the same old shit that we always been seeing. And we rather see new, fresh champions. Just like last night on NXT, we seen Perez and Cora Jade become the new NXT Women's Tag Team Champions. Something new, something fresh is what we like, and something that wrestling fans desire to see.
As she returns. Next up, Tony Khan open to working with WWE. Is there any chance that All Elite Wrestling will ever team up with WWE for a massive joint show? Well, fans are asking this, especially following AEW's recent collaboration with New Japan Pro Wrestling
AEW.
at their aptly named Forbidden Door pay-per-view. AEW President Tony Khan recently appeared on the Ringers Mass Men show and discussed a future show with the WWE, saying, I'm not sure if that's going to happen, AEW and WWE doing a joint show, but I would be open to talking about that type of thing. It's not crazy, but it's a bold prediction.
Exactly.
A WWE and AEW Super Show would be licensed to print money if both promotions were able to work out the ever-tricky problem of who will go over whom. Perhaps the best approach would be to handle things with an all-star show akin to Survivor Series, where the champions of each promotion battle each other in non-title matches, while the undercard features bouts involving each promotion.
You guys, just imagine how that would go. WWE, AEW working together. And then, of course, New Japan, I think they're still working with AEW. And then you got Ring of Honor. So you never know what kind of matches you would have. You never know what superstars, whether you know them or whether you don't. They pull off some great matches. WWE, AEW, New Japan, and Ring of Honor. Well, Ring of Honor is a part of AEW. But that will definitely set off WWE for higher views, higher buys of ticket sales, higher like merchandise sales, and just everything. If someone could really talk to Vince McMahon and get him to work with AEW and have some of the greatest superstars to compete on Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and everything, that would be so perfect, you guys. I just hope one day WWE and AEW does decide to join forces together. Don't y'all agree? Comment down below.
Best. And finally, Ric Flair back on WWE. And last but not least, Ric Flair is back in the WWE, at least in the opening. The then, now, together and forever, as Flair's familiar woo can be heard during the opening segment, and Nature Boy tweeted his thanks to WWE. The most hurtful moment in my entire career was losing my spot. Thank you so much for giving me back my dignity and my life. What do you guys think of Slick Rick's return to the opening segment? Could he return to
Well, yes, Ric Flair can't stay away from WWE. There have been a lot of wrestlers said they don't want to go back to WWE and everything. But you guys, after this whole video, let me know your thoughts and opinions on about all of this stuff that's going on in professional wrestling right now. I appreciate you guys for taking your time out of your day watching my videos. I appreciate you guys so much. Support the channel. I know you guys already subscribed and got that post notification bell clicked over there on WrestleLamia as well. Also do it for my channel. Share my channel and videos with other people. I appreciate you guys so much, and I will see you guys in my next video. I gotta go watch AEW that is coming on soon, you guys. And yeah, stay tuned and subscribe.